Yo, Nine Penny be on some bullshit.
Yo, you
You know
stupid.
what
Listen,
I'm saying?
9 penny.
No. See, there was a time, I swear to you, that I thought I was stupid. I thought I was.
Yo,
There was a time,
comparatively, actually,
nigga.
that's a part of my week. Actually,
Like,
it's a part of my week.
I used to think I was, wasn't that bright. I mean, I thought I was very good at reading and reading comprehension. I was in the 4th grade reading on 12th grade reading level, right? So, okay, yeah, that's dope. But when it came to math, I sucked. And yeah, I just generally, but now in 2021, really, I'm gonna say since 2011, I don't feel especially stupid. And this, I always tell people like, yo, y'all, this is how I know y'all doing bad. I know y'all doing bad because I am a dumbass. Y'all got me looking good as shit. Y'all got me looking good as shit out here in these streets. Which is dumbass. Yo, they're just not. I don't know, man. Like it's, I don't know. I don't know if they made the attempt to pull shit backwards, for whatever reason on the scholastic front, where they're literally creating just dumb people.
Right.
If you're dumber than me at this point, can nobody help you? Nobody. Eddie should mind his business.
I mean, well, okay.
Oh, he says he's on time.
Is it? Yes.
Oh,
yes. We literally just went live. So yes, absolutely, he is on time. Oh my goodness.
Yo, the motherfuckers are just. I don't know how many different ways. You know what's good though? What's good is that I am in this current frame of creative mind, because all this stupid shit is going to be in a song. Quite a few, it's going to be like, and they give me ammunition. Like, yo, this is right in my wheelhouse. That's right in my wheelhouse. Talk shit to them about being dumb as a motherfucker. These shares. Oh, that's weird.
You're weird.
Facts. Facts. All right. That is shared.
What up, Biddy?
Hey, Biddy. And he said, straight out of the gate, Toon was bringing me smoke. I ain't even do nothing yet. I'm just getting warmed up over here. You know, this particular show is very taxing. What's up, Fab? Very taxing.
Bamboo.
And you got to stretch before you really get in and do Black Culture Geeks. You gotta get your shit right, because you could pull a muscle. You see, it tends to happen, you know. So I've learned to stretch.
Sure. You know. I guess.
Just saying.
Are you?
Could be. Could be.
I don't like your attitude.
I know. That's what makes the show work. No. No, it's funny. It's funny because we did our 50-ish episode on the Metas and Mutants show. And I started out by saying that this is, as much as shut up, adequate. As much as this show, that particular show, was about us having the show for a year.
Yeah.
50th episode and all that.
Yeah.
it was a celebration, but it was more a celebration about me because I managed to survive and put up with. Well, I'm a little older than that, but I managed to put up with all the outlandish, ridiculous outburst that Cyrus does.
Oh, that's what we're gonna claim.
Look, right.
That's what we're gonna claim. Okay.
Ironically enough, that was his response on the show as well, which it is what it is with that. But in order,
not going to be realistic. I just needed to know what the tone was for the day. You said it. Then we go back with that.
I'm just saying. I feel as though, but then it wound up biting me in the ass because later on in the show, I had one of my rare outlier moments.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
One of my rare outlier moments.
No, we're not. We're not.
To which
went from ridiculous to just lying.
Well, Cyrus, of course, used that to bolster whatever point he was trying to make by looking into the camera and being like, and then doing the whole, that Will Smith meme where he like,
as he should.
Thank you, Betty.
Bravo, Cyrus. Bravo.
Oh boy, appreciate you, Betty. Fab says y'all should see all these classic cars down on Saratoga and Park. Those cars probably have cicada all over them.
Well, maybe.
My daughter came home yesterday with these pictures of the wheel of her mom's car, and nigga, the cicadas look like a pit team. Like, they're in the races and shit, and you stop. As they're going around, they got to stop because they got to do something with the car. That's what they look like. They was all like they was trying to take a tire out. Hurry up, we got to put it back on before she get lapped. It was ass, yo. And my sister, from what I'm told,
go ahead.
My sister, from what I'm told, don't even want to leave her house. They're all over her door, all over they got to sweep them off the porch where she's at. They're all over the sidewalk. See, sweetie.
This y'all just relating to what you just said first. I have a coworker who literally was like, yeah, she's so terrified of them. I said, but if they land on you, she said, she don't want to touch them. I said, but if it lands on you, the only way you can get it off is by touching it. She said, no, I can strip. I'm like, nah.
Didn't they close Eldorado's down?
Shut up. Nah, she did though.
She stripped?
She said she was coming from the store. She had bags. She took bags in the house and she came back out because it was still more bags. Well, she ain't come out yet. She hadn't finished. She hadn't taken all the bags in yet. But when she went to take the bags in the house, she did a survey and realized there was one person outside. There was only one person outside. She went in the house, put the bags down, and something told her to check her mirror to see if she had one on her. She had one on her. She ran back outside, took the shirt off. First, before she took the shirt off, she tried to get the lady's attention, the one lady that was outside. She's like, hey, can you come get this off me? She said the lady was taking too long. So she took her shirt off.
Listen, and then she got a ticket for indecent exposure. Is that what happened?
Well, nobody else was out there. Again, I just said there was nobody out there.
See, my thing is, right, because I've seen this before. My son has this irrational fear of them, but I guess it comes from being traumatized from he was a kid when the last time they came in big numbers like that.
Yeah.
And hey, Jonathan, and he was trying to be traumatized ever since about that shit. And I always say to him, like, okay, so they don't bite, they don't sting. Honestly, every year you're in more danger from wasp and bees and yellow jackets that will fuck you up.
Well,
right?
yeah.
And that's every year. And I don't see this level of panic. These things don't bite, they don't sting, they can barely see. The only thing about them is they look weird because they kind of big and they look weird. But yo, when I see them flying through the air, a lot of times you avoid, you see them coming, you avoid. That's anything. If you throw a fucking tennis ball and try to throw a tennis ball, I'm gonna take it out the way. But it's not that I understand. But I don't understand this irrational fear about something that literally cannot harm you. They just look weird. That's it. A pluck. Just fuck out of here, little man. That's all you have to do. I don't get this error. They don't do anything to harm you. And yet, you afraid of that when I exist.
Okay. All right. See, again. No. I just don't.
I don't get it, man. Like, this is what I do. Every day when I go outside, I check the corners of the roof over my porch because wasp, for whatever reason, really enjoy, my porch and trying to get their little starter apartment complexes going up there, right? So I check every day to make sure they ain't to catch it before they get going and all of that. That is something to be worried about because my wife was stung on the porch by one of them. I think it was last summer or whatever. Like that. Yes, that's a reasonable fear to have. Like, man, I ain't trying to get stung by these motherfuckers. Yo, cicadas they just be singing. They be out there singing the song of their people every night. You know what I'm saying? And every day. And all of that. They're not going to do nothing to you. Nothing. But be annoying. The most dangerous thing I heard they did was, I believe the press corps, Washington press corps, their plane. They had to get another plane because they were supposed to be following either the president or Kamala Harris or something to someplace they were going. And they couldn't get the plane off the ground because the cicadas had gummed up all the fucking gears and shit like that. That is where they're dangerous. Them bumping into you, nah, B. Nah, it's not. No, you don't want one on your face. Right? That's gross.
No.
Like, fuck out of here.
No.
But come on, the level of fear is just a bit too much, man.
Absolutely.
Look, Jonathan says, I have yet to see the cicadas in Tennessee where he's at. And I believe that because the differences in the volume of them varies even in the same state that we're in.
I mean, they don't show up in every state either.
And they don't show up in every state. So, yeah, I believe that. I know that there are places in Baltimore that are absolutely inundated with them little bastards. And then you up here in College Park, which is what, 20, 25 minutes away. They're here. We hear them all day, all night. And you even see a few of them falling on the ground or crawling on something, but nothing like some of the pictures I've seen just in Baltimore, just 25 minutes away, just in Baltimore. So, yeah, that tracks. That tracks. All I know is this must be a veritable high oasis around here for them bitches because I'm telling you, like they hear and they loud, but they not oppressive. You know what I'm saying? They not. They just not. I'm guessing that maybe it has to do with where they probably like it would depend on how many eggs were laid, in specific areas. Of course, for how many of them would actually come up out of the ground and start some shit. So maybe
I don't know what their migration pattern is because there are a lot of them where I work, and there aren't a bunch of trees or dirt around there.
Wow.
So they weren't there at first. So like I said, I don't know how their migration pattern works, but they definitely migrated there.
Yeah.
I just don't know from where.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. I can't remember how many days they're supposed to live for. So theoretically, if they migrated anywhere in that area, a mile or so in that area, where there was trees and dirt and all that other shit, that they can make it to where you are. Absolutely. You know. But yeah, shall we get this thing on the road?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. Now we remain here. Shout out to Jay Black. And there's some things we want to definitely talk about today. But before we get anywhere close to near that, I gotta ask, how was your week?
Nigga. Oh.
Well, he had to stretch. Oh. See, I told you, Eddie. You got look. Yeah.
Shut up. Yo. This is gonna be hard to believe for anybody that doesn't know.
Cap.
Okay. Nigga, I literally just told you. I just missed out. Not like literally just missed out. Like when I say literally just, I mean like right before I hit the button for us to go live. I just missed out on the opportunity for $250,000.
Nah, yo.
Literally.
Nah, yo.
Yo. Wait. Now, let me be clear.
This show would have just been late.
No, it had nothing to do. No, it had nothing to do with that. I was ready. I had my phone in my hand. I had the site on the other screen. I was ready. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. So anybody's listening, y'all know. Everybody that's been listening knows that I got into the crypto thing.
He dabbles.
Yeah, dabble. There was a coin launch today.
Exactly, Mike.
There was a coin launch today. The coin launched at 0.0002 price. As of it launched, like I said, about 20 minutes ago or so. At the most 20 minutes ago. I was just going to throw $100 at it. The coin is now worth 5 cents. Had I got in there at 0.0002, my portfolio would have gone up $250,000.
And what was the reason why that didn't happen?
Oh, well, here's the reason that it went up so quickly. It's all tied together. Like people, in no way, shape, or form am I making any attempt to try to say crypto is easy to understand, right? The point that I'm making is it's based on literally how finances work. Like it's literally based on currency. It's just a currency. That's all each of them are. Now, no, that's not all each of them are, but at their core, that's what each of them are. Just like the American dollar used to be based on the price of gold.
Right.
It's that kind of thing. If the price of gold changes, then the American dollar value changes proportionate to the price of gold. It's that same
allegedly
thing.
How much gold we supposedly have.
Well, no, it's not based on gold no more. I
know,
exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. That's initially it was based on how much gold we allegedly had. And which is why the dollar at one point was worth like 70 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that it's kind of that type of thing. So what happened with this is it was a launch that was well advertised. And a lot of people know
was looking to get it,
Yeah. So what happens is they're circulating their full supply was I think 1 billion tokens, which is not a lot.
Right.
And here's the thing: at the time of launch, immediately, as soon as launch was a go, I think 30, what was it? Like 35% of that supply was burned. Burned just means that it's sent to an address that can never use it.
Right.
So that effectively reduces the supply. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when I said it's just like regular finances, what's the key principle of regular finances? Supply and demand.
Right.
So when the supply goes down almost half, as the demand is skyrocketing, that's why the price jumped.
Right.
On top of that, people like technology, people complain about technology, which is understandable, but largely it's because they don't understand it. And technology has limitations. This is a website. It's not that large of a website, but you have literally the main group, the main Telegram group for this particular coin had upwards of 8,000 people in it. So when you have upwards of 8,000 people, that's just this group.
Right.
That's not to mention, I've also seen people talk about it in the one of the Facebook groups I'm in that has thousands of people. I've also seen people, they had a Twitter, they had an Instagram. I don't even know how many people were on those platforms. So when you have all those people at once trying to get this one thing, and there's less than 1 billion of them,
yeah, it's going to be ass.
It's almost impossible to get in, and that's what happened. I was saying when I was showing you that video.
You blinked.
Yeah, I blinked. When I was showing you that video, when I was setting that up, I happened to look over and realize that it went live.
Damn.
And I hit the button, but
you might as well.
So to show you how fast, that shit moved. To show you how fast, $100 would have gotten 500,000 coins.
Right.
When I hit the button again, that same $100 would have only gotten 800 coins.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's how fast that shit moved.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that's just it is what it is. You're not gonna. There was I told you I knew that I was potentially gonna miss. Like there was no. It had nothing to do with timing as far as like be late for the show. No, that wouldn't have changed anything. So yeah, it happens.
That's ass. But I mean, you can't miss nothing you didn't have.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't miss nothing you didn't have.
It wasn't mine. So
wait, but let me amend that. Yes, the fuck you can.
Listen, no, I can't miss it. No, absolutely.
You can't miss it.
Yeah, it's just I realized that realistically, it's not like I lost it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can absolutely miss it, but you can't feel like you lost it. You can feel you lost an opportunity, but you did. Yeah. Like
so. But anyway, my week. Models work and humans. Man. Models, work, and humans.
Yo, Frank is ass.
These three things. these three things. So I don't know how many people are going to remember this because I didn't spend much time on it because I didn't want to put nobody on super blast.
Right.
But last year, one of my coworkers had asked me to do her birthday pictures. She ended up being like super indecisive, super annoying, not believing me when I said certain things.
Right.
So I was just like, fuck it. Nah, we not doing this.
Right.
Yeah, she was paying me, but again, certain things are more important than
no, absolutely.
That wasn't what she was going to pay me wouldn't have made or broken me. So no.
Right.
So after I cut that, she got mad at me, wasn't talking to me. Then eventually she started talking to me and whatever. So recently she asked me to do her birthday pictures.
Is that right?
I said to her, you need to figure out what you want.
Yeah.
And then let me know.
Yeah.
That's the only way this is going to happen.
Stop playing with me.
That's it.
That's what you said to her.
That's
What you said to her. Stop playing
figure
with
out
me.
what you want. Let me know.
Right.
A week or two goes by. She hit me again. Well, no, I'm sorry. A day or two goes by. She sent me some sample pictures and shit. I liked them. I'm like, all right, cool. A week or so passes. She like, you ain't say nothing. I said, yo, I told you I dug the idea. Ball's in your court now. What are we doing? What are we doing? She's like, oh, well, something, this. And then she showed me another picture. I'm like, all right, cool. Find a studio. You find that studio, let me know. Why, what is going on? Are they fighting?
No. It's it's the oldest cat in the house now. Makiba is standing outside the lab, Yetta's lab, and just yelling into the lab. And the thing is, Yetta's not home. The lab door is wide open and the lights on, so she can clearly see.
She just won't go in and look.
She won't go in, but she's standing outside the door. Just yowling and yowling in the direction inside the door.
Wow.
Yetta's not here.
Right.
And she can clearly see that because the door is open and the light's on.
Wow. Anyway, so I forgot where I was, the damn cat.
You told her.
Oh yeah, so I'm like, find a studio. So a week and a half passed, and she's like, I gotta pay for the studio. Yep. Yes. The fuck you?
What?
What are you talking about? Why would I be paying for your studio?
Yeah.
I don't know. I plan. Well, I would have planned because I didn't get to that point because she never confirmed anything. My plan would have been to show up, take your pictures, edit your pictures.
Right.
You send me money. I send you pictures.
Yeah.
I am not paying for your studio. I think people
Why would
really
you pay?
have a.
Why would you pay for a studio?
I don't fucking know. I think people really have a misunderstanding about where I stand with this whole photography shit. I am not.
Okay, so just so they don't, please explain to them where you stand. Exactly, Frank. Pay me.
I am not making any attempts to be this world-renowned professional photographer. No, I don't give a fuck. Yo, my shit is dope. That's as good as I need. My shit is dope. I can make money from it. That's it. That's those two things.
Your shit is raw. Your shit is authentic.
Shut up. My checklist is full as far as photography is concerned. Right. There are things that I still want to improve on, of course, because you always improve. But as far as the things that I wanted to accomplish specifically, I've done that. I'm dope, and I get paid. That's it. That's all I meant. So thinking about another model and that I might have a disagreement with, she happened to pop up on my people you may know, my Facebook, because we never connected on my new Facebook page. Mm-hmm. She happened to pop on my people we may know, and I happened to look through her pictures. Again, she's a model.
Yeah,
happened to look through her pictures, and your boy got her two highest interacted with pictures.
Right.
On her. I'm just saying.
Check out the big brain on Brad.
I'm just saying. This is something I do. We about to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't like doing this.
Here we go again.
I don't like doing this, but here we go. If anybody has been around for a while, listening to us, anytime we talk about my photography, I defer.
Exactly. Special
I
space.
defer. I'm
Love
not.
what you do it for love. That's real.
Facts. That's it.
Facts.
So, yo, I'm pretty good at anything that I decide to put the fucking. I don't like doing this. Shut up. You're making it worse.
Oh, trust me, bro. Nothing I can do. You make that worse. Do you see now? Do you see now why I don't typically?
Yes.
Do that?
It's fucking frustrating. I hate it. I hate there should be in an ideal situation, there should be no reason why I should have to talk about how good I am at doing something. That's just not, I don't, unless I'm competing directly with someone.
This show needs an official coin. We're gonna call it the cringe coin.
Bro, unless I'm competing directly with someone, I have no intention or desire to tell you how good I am at anything.
Right.
But I'm where's adequate? Where's he at?
He was on time, but then he left probably.
It's how it goes. But I just yo, like here's the thing on top of it with the birthday girl. Likely, no, not even likely. For the work that I would have given you, you're getting a fucking discount.
Yeah.
Because I'm not about to.
True.
I'm not about to charge you out the. Come on now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so work. Gotta take this up.
Ass.
It should be something else.
What?
So,
tea?
No, nah.
Cranberry juice.
No, it might go with cranberry juice. So there's a community center that is tied to my job, and they have the kids come in while the quarantine and everything and virtual learning and all that other stuff. They were doing their schoolwork at the community center.
Right.
Excuse me. And they have had a few problems with their internet.
A few problems.
There are several, but I mean, who's counting?
Okay.
Me, because I have to go there.
Yeah, you kind of got to do that.
Right. So I'm like, all right. I went there for like, well, what I thought was going to be one of the last times this week. I mean, last week. And what I came to the conclusion of is that they needed a new modem. The issue was, for some reason, Comcast wasn't trying to give them a new modem. And originally, I conceded that. That's what I thought about it. But anyway, once I conceded that, I was like, all right, you know what? Fuck them. We're just going to get another modem because there's no reason. Nah, we're paying you. Our shit should work. That's how that's supposed to go.
Yeah.
So, nigga, I looked up their internet package because you have to have a modem that is capable of handling whatever internet speeds they get. So I found the perfect modem. Looked at it, compatible with Xfinity, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. Grab it. It comes. I take it to the community center. Disconnect their modem. Connect the new modem. Connect it to the computers. Doing my setup shit. All that set up. Go to open the web browser. It says you have to activate this modem for your Comcast. All right, cool. No problem. I hit up one of the vice presidents. Like, hey, we got to call Comcast in order to activate the modem. She's like, all right, cool. So she calls. Oh, I sent her the information on the modem because she needed, serial number, model number, all that other good stuff.
Right.
Sent her that. I mean, not the serial number, model number, and other things. MAC address, stuff like that. So I sent her that. She calls me. like, hey, there's gonna be a couple more things that they need in order to get this done. So it just makes more sense for you to be on the call instead of me texting you and waiting for your response. I said, all right, cool, makes sense. So she asked me to the call. So he needed some numbers off the old modem. I'm like, all right, cool. Then he's like, all right, what's the model number on the new modem? So I gave him the model number. He's like, nah, that's not on my list. I'm like, what do you mean that's not on your list? He said it's not on my list. It's not a Comcast business modem. So I'm looking for other numbers on the damn box, trying to figure out like what the hell I can use. And this is going on for like 5 minutes. And he's like, nah, bro, this ain't it. I'm like,
this ain't it, Chief.
I bought the fucking modem. It specifically says it's compatible with Xfinity.
Right.
Here goes the fucking kicker. Xfinity and Comcast are two different companies.
Yeah.
Comcast is business.
Mm-hmm.
Xfinity is residential.
Okay.
So he's like, yeah, I can't put this on this modem, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, fine. So the VP was like, should I ask for another modem? I'm like, wait, don't do that. Don't even get into that fight because you know it's going to be a fight. Don't get into that fight yet. Let me go just grab another modem. So they have a list of modems that are compatible with Comcast Business.
Mm.
The best modem on that list might be 1/5 as good as the modem that I bought. On top of that, none of their approved modems have Wi-Fi.
Damn it. So everything is Ethernet plug-in, blah, blah, and blah, blah.
Yes. And you have to buy another separate device in order to get Wi-Fi.
That's trash.
This is when I came to the conclusion, not really conclusion. I already knew it. This is when I put together 2 and 2 to realize Comcast is just as bad as Apple.
Yo, yes.
Because there is no reason. There's technically reason for this other than them wanting you to continue to use their shit.
Yeah. Of course.
There's no other reason. Not technologically. Like I said, the modem that I bought was 5 times better than the best modem that they had available to buy. Not to buy. Again, they weren't selling them for outside to buy from someone else. 5 times better. Easily 5 times better. It's not an issue of the technology. It's an issue of them not allowing you to use other people's equipment.
Well, let me. This is shocking that some big corporate entity is being self-serving. But yeah, like the idea that you always trying to make your shit exclusive. I understand the pull to do it because in your mind you're thinking, I'll get more money this way. People will have to do, but all you're doing is really creating these little mini monopolies and shit. Just mini, and it's just mini. It ain't widespread, but that's all you're really doing, and it annoys the customer base unless you're like Apple, which has managed to be 1 parts self-serving, 2 parts extremely good marketer, and make people feel good about being trapped in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Like that. I think that the missing element with Comcast is that Comcast's been shitty for years, and people have beefs with the cable companies in general just for a lot of shit. The suppression of a lot of shit that they do, right? So that's not going to hit the same the way you have it,
It's also about timing too. Apple being like Apple has scenarios where they've been first to a space.
Right.
So if when the iPod came out, you bought an iPod, it's highly possible that when the first iPhone came out,
you
got an iPhone.
Yeah. Special Space says, shut up, cat. Says, Canada is just as bad. Only 2 major providers, and they trick you into services that aren't even available to your region. And of course, nothing is cross-compatible. Yeah, like, yo, it's...
But here's the thing. Comcast residential, you can use your own modem. And you can do, like I said, if I ain't gonna hold you, listen, my boss was like, I'm gonna try to send this back. And in my head, I was like, well, if you can't, slide that over here.
Right. I'll take it.
I can use that at my house. Right. I can absolutely use that at my house.
I'll take it.
But nah, it's crazy. Like, even if you had a deal with, I don't know. I don't fucking know, yo. Just it burns my blood.
I know. It absolutely sucks.
And the last thing is just humans being humans. I've realized by listening to these last 2 releases, this DMX and this J. Cole, I might be being too hard on rap.
How do you mean?
People collectively are getting stupider as the years go on.
Yeah.
So
chicken or the egg?
Well, I'm just saying, if people are collectively getting more stupid, then
you're marketing to the base that's out there.
Well, not even just that. Not even just that. It's just you can get away with more shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like not that you're purposely doing it, but if the entire thing, my main source of income, if I can do that, not even best of my ability, without a higher level of scrutiny,
right,
for the shit that I do,
yeah,
then it stands to reason that I would possibly do that.
Well, and therein lies the rub. After you've done it for a while, it's old hat to you. Trust me, right. I know this from personal experience.
Right.
So in order for you to want to do it on a high level, you have to want to do it on a high level. But it's not that the skill isn't there.
No, they're displaying skill. I'm talking about niggas being stupid. So Conway on Hood Blues on the DMX album, he says, "My jacket is one of none. You've never seen it probably." Now, the average everyday person will hear that line and go, "Yo, that's hard. That's so hard."
If there's none, how do you have one? Bitch?
Nigga, if there's none, how do you have one? And if it's that rare, why are you saying probably about never?
See, this is the reason why, like I said, like included in skill to me is making sense, and I'm biased. I'm biased, admittedly, because the genre I was in for a lot of years specifically rewards you for making as much sense as you possibly can. So I'm factoring that in, but still, your shit, like, yo, if I say ippity zippity do, a pelican will wear 3 shoes. Like, it rhymes.
That's hard.
It rhymes, but it don't make any fucking sense.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all. And I gotta kind of call niggas out on at least the skill tree.
There's a skill tree.
Yeah, listen, it's a skill tree, yo. It's like it's not only making sense. That's one skill part of the skill tree, one branch on it. It's also your flow. It's also your delivery. It's also your presentation, believability. And any other X factors that come to play this in the skill tree. But to be clear, once you pull something from that skill tree that you don't do well, I'm penalizing at least for that.
Yeah.
If for nothing else, for that. So
yeah. The other example was Cole. He says, I don't have a bar specifically. It's on Pride is the Devil. That song says something like "Proud to have you fighting to see your progeny" or something like that. I mean, no, fighting to see your prodigy. And I'm like, that's not the words you meant.
So you
meant
cleaned
progeny.
it up. So you cleaned it up.
Yeah, I cleaned it up.
But you cleaned it up. Okay. Because
you meant to say progeny.
It was no way, your particular mindset, there is no way for you to just not make sense. That's what it is, B. That's what it is. Listen, to be clear, for those of you that don't rap, but listen to rap and all stuff like that, there is absolutely an argument to be made that you can use shorthand in the bar, especially if you got other considerations to consider. You need a certain amount of syllables to complete that particular part of the flow. So you're going to use a little bit of shorthand to get to the punch or to get to the point. So certain words, you're going to take out as many words. If it's too many words, you're going to take out as many as you can and have it still make sense.
Right.
Or add as many as you need to have it still make sense. But some of y'all be just saying, fuck it.
Whoa.
I ain't gonna hold you. Some of y'all just be like, fuck it.
And I'm like, Cole, this album, he is probably rapping. It's arguable because it's Cole, but he's probably rapping better than any other project on this project. But again, the two is and people might hear this. Oh, you hate J. Cole? No, I like J. Cole. There's two issues that I have with the entire album. Two issues, two fucking problems. Okay. One is this whole not reliance, but for Cole, relative reliance on I got $100 million. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that from you. I don't care if it's true or not. Like I don't. I've never before this album listened to J. Cole and been like, man, that man must be rich. Because I don't care about not to say he's never bragged before. That's not the point I'm making. But like
it depends on what you're bragging about too.
He brags about other shit.
Yeah, like
he brags about other shit. So it's just that and this whole progeny thing. Like it's the same amount of syllables. If you were going for alliteration, it starts with the same fucking two letters.
Right.
It ends with the same letter. There's no reason to switch the two. You made a mistake. You fucked up. That's not what that means. And the worst part about it, no. The worst part about it is he could be right. That's the worst part about it. The worst part about it is he's wrong, but somebody can make the argument
that he's right.
And actually, because of what prodigy actually means, it could be a child. It could be your child.
Yeah.
But that's not what the fuck it means.
Well, see, here's the thing about that though. As long as somebody can make an argument and they're feeling charitable towards the artist because they're fans, right? What's up, Napalm? They feeling charitable towards the artist. They're gonna let that ride and even defend it. So this is the other reason why I listen to my fair share of rap.
Yeah,
fair share, right? Although probably not as much as people may think. But I listen to my fair share of rap. And I actually see these things happen all the time where they'll use a term that does make sense, but in the context clues around what they were talking about, it doesn't at least appear to be the word they was trying to use. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because that word still could fit there and have a similar meaning or whatever, it doesn't change the meaning as drastically. They get away with it. They get away with it. They get away with it. So
it's like, yo, prodigy, There's no. It's possible. It's possible because Cole's about my age. It's possible that he's only heard the word prodigy outside of Prodigy the rapper.
Yeah.
It's possible he's only heard the word prodigy in the context in which it's talking about a child.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have put 2 and 2 together to make it to get 4.5.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, bruh.
But again, a lot of the issue here is with you, the way your mind.
Yes, absolutely. I know.
You know
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my point, though. Like, people care less and less about what words mean.
Oh, you know, I gotta say, bro, I fairly believe that you have probably been thinking this for some years now, and it's just culminating now. You would have had to, because I know how much of an observer of people you are. Because this has been going. The funny thing was, when there was a rebellion, an attempt at a rebellion against nonsensical lyrics, motherfuckers not presenting skill. There was literally a handful of people in the music community, and then the bigger battles happened with the consumers, right? Where there was a group of people like, it don't matter. I heard everything from, I just like the beat. I heard everything from us. You hating. Those narratives take hold and they grab if they're said often enough. And there's a lot of people on the other side of that was like, fuck it, I'm listening to something else. I can't listen to that no more. So they got out of the conversation completely. So now the dominant music allowed for that sort of shit. Now, I'm not putting J. Cole in that category.
No, not
completely.
At all.
He's not, but I still think the overall narrative still sticks, where the moment lyricism is not a big factor in hip hop. I'm not talking about no other genre. In hip hop, the moment we decided, consumers decided that doesn't matter. I just like to do this. The moment they decided to do that, it stands to reason that over some years, this is what you was going to see. And it's going to be easier to do. And that you're going to have some people that typically don't take advantage of that because they have higher standards for what they want their music to be. But sometimes going to, this is nowhere near as bad as what some of these other motherfuckers doing. You know?
Paul is stupid, yo.
Yes, he is. SBJ is cursed with knowledge. Special Space says, I have a big problem with people making up their own definitions for common shit. Yeah. I mean, you know, the thing about that though, Devin, because Devin says, in what realm though? Radio, who listens to that? That's true. People don't really listen to radio as much as it's not the predominant way people consume music. But I got to tell you, there are more people that don't care about certain aspects of hip hop than do.
Yeah. And
it kind of had to be that way. It's going to be that way eventually because it is literally the most streamed music, which means more people who don't originate in the culture that music comes from are listening to it now. And as it spreads out, it gets more watered down and more watered down and more watered down. So a larger amount of people can be accepting of it. But the very fact that it streams higher than every other genre, and it's been that way for years now, it kind of stands to reason that there's going to be, it's just a thing. And look, for somebody like me, it stings, but also I don't give a fuck what motherfuckers think because I am going to do the type of music I want to do.
Facts.
Regardless, I don't care. And if they want to put that shit in the Smithsonian and say these are the music of our forefathers, then fine. Fine. I don't care because I'm not doing shit I don't like. I'm just not going to do shit I don't like.
So you basically saying they don't fuck with you?
They don't. I see what you did there. Oh man. I don't know them. Like I said, I see these conversations a lot. A lot of the artists that I've dealt with, even if we haven't collabed, have been younger artists. And the case can be made that a lot more people care a lot less about some of those core elements. You know what I'm saying? Like they do. Like, because there is so many different types of hip hop for everybody.
Yeah.
All of those different types of hip hop are not going to focus on the core shit. There's other things they're going to focus on. Like you have guys that are only focused on the overall flow as it in respect to the way the beat is moving. So that's what you can't understand. The goddamn thing they saying, you don't understand nothing they saying because they're not concerned with what the fuck this is. There's songs out there where dudes are saying literally the same thing over and over and over and over again. And they get mad streams. Mad streams.
Right.
Mad streams.
Here's the thing.
You know?
This is an analogy that might help with this.
Mm-hmm.
When anything, we're talking about literally anything
Right.
that is some type of form of expression, no matter what it may be.
Right.
When it starts, it has its core elements.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
When it starts to expand, we can relate this back to finances again. When it starts to expand, the demand goes up.
Mm.
When the demand goes up, people see that the demand has gone up, and then they want in. So now the supply goes up. But here's the issue. When the supply goes up, meaning that there are more people participating, there are going to be copycats for sure. Of course there are.
Yes.
But if you're not a copycat, it means you're adding something to the pot.
Right. Facts.
Right? So if I have a half a cup of juice in a gallon container and I'm contributing to this gallon and I get to the half a cup.
Right.
Other people want to contribute, but they don't have the same juice that I have.
my brother Marlon would love that juice analogy because he got a whole thing about juice. Like it's the whole thing.
They don't have the same
very
juice
similar. It's very similar to what you're saying.
Some people are adding different brands of the same juice.
Yes. Yes.
So I might have Welch's apple. Somebody might add some Juicy Juice apple. Somebody might add some Dole apple.
Right.
There's some people who are going to add water. There are some people that are going to add orange juice.
Right.
Somebody's going to add liquor. Guess what? Once this gallon is full, it is so far from what it originally was.
Mm-hmm.
That is how that works.
Right.
That is just how that works.
Right.
There's no so I don't get mad about it because that's just evolution. That's just
that's typically works. And in the music industry, especially, like that's something. Let me get to some of these because some of these are very important takes I see in the comments. So Devin says it might be a smaller fraction of people who care. The bigger the whole makes for a larger number of true fans. Fair point. Napalm, maybe, but
yeah,
I understand the logic. I understand the logic of what he's saying with that. If maybe more people, it had a chance for more people to listen to it and like the core shit too. But either way, I still don't think it eclipses the ones of them.
Here's the thing. I don't think that works for music.
Mm-hmm.
When the explosion happened, there was a bunch of these trap and mumble trap and all these. So if you get exposed to hip hop from Lil Pump,
right,
that's not going to make you go listen to Jay-Z. There's no There's no
it's not.
direct line of correlation.
No, it's not. But that doesn't mean that if someone doesn't introduce you to a different style of it that you was not introduced into originally, that you won't find that you like that either.
Oh, absolutely possible.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I get classic example. I was not raised, I wasn't of age to be caring about that shit when the Temptations were doing that shit. Right, I didn't learn about a lot of their music till later, and by then music had changed. Facts. Even in that genre. Music had changed. And yet when I heard the Temptation, I was like, oh, these motherfuckers were the shit.
Absolutely.
So it's entirely possible, you know what I'm saying, that you could have been brought up.
Entirely possible. I'm just saying that one doesn't equal the other.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Agreed.
If it's not what it was, and you're introduced to it, that's not a direct line to what it was.
Right. And you're gonna seek more of what you were introduced to.
Right.
Seek more of what you were introduced to.
You can absolutely have a desire to find more. Absolutely. Without question. But nah, it doesn't necessarily go.
Napalm says, usually if I know what a lyricist is bringing to the table, I usually base their projects on track selection. Unless they say something so ass and out of the ordinary that has me like, the fuck? Special Space. And this is what I'm talking about we mentioned this before, about the assembly line style of music creation, right? Mm-hmm. Special Space says, how long it take you to write and compose an entire album? Now, shortcut all that and not care if anything makes sense. Mm-hmm. Twice the product, more potential for sale.
Absolutely.
I mean,
without question.
That's that. Now, Mike, I don't know what Mike says. SPJ, that sounds sus.
I don't know. You got to give context with that, bro.
Yeah, you need context. You need some context.
Big Mike, hit us back and let us know what you're talking about.
Devin continues. He says, "Oh, no doubt. Some of the mumble stuff, though, there are kids who do know all the words. That's true. When there's words, to be fair, right? That's true. Let's see. Let me go down a little bit. Oh yeah, Devin says,
but that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm not expecting a child to listen to and like the shit that
they have to be introduced to it, and then maybe. Right. But a lot of times they're not. Listen, you introduced to what you introduced. You know how I got onto a lot of the older music? Most of the older music that I knew about came from my mom. Every Sunday, she would play Billie Holiday all day long. So I knew Lady Sings the Blues and all that shit verbatim. Not because it was stuff that I necessarily liked. It was repetition. I heard the shit all the time. I heard it all the fucking time.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
You know what I'm saying? But what initially happened with me was movies and shit like that. Other forms of entertainment would use some of this music as backdrops. So I go, I like that shit hard. What song is that? And then it would lead me, because of the way my brain works, I got to find that song. And once I find the song, I find a whole bunch of other songs, and then a whole bunch of other people from that genre or that era in the genre, and start listening to that shit. And next thing you know, I got a whole back then cassette tape full of as much old stuff as new stuff, because it's new to me. I hadn't heard that before, and all this stuff is new to me, even though it's old. You know what I'm saying? So that makes sense. Devin says offshoots may not last, but they might develop individual aspects of the music or have some merit in that they do focus on things which I see as inherently valuable. I agree with that to a certain degree too. I agree with that, like, because even though if the I get classic example, horrorcore had its time and it's gone. Elements of horrorcore are still with us.
Yeah.
Still with us, especially if you go in the underground. It's still with us.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Let's see. Devin continues, there's a lot of music I can't relate to because it's just not my culture. I acknowledge that there are people that can't. That's never been me.
Yeah, that's not me.
That's never been me.
There's only one genre of music that I just, mainstream genre of music that I just refuse to listen to. And I still even like songs in that genre. I'm just not about to go explore it.
Right.
And come on now. Y'all should know what I'm talking about. I don't gotta say it. But it's just this one. This is one. All the other mainstream forms of music, I'll dabble.
Hey Joe, what's going on, bro? Yeah, but no, I mean, with me, there's literally, okay, for me, almost every genre of music that I've come across does have something that I eventually find that I go, hey, I fucks with this. I fucks with this. There are some genres where there's less of that type of music because I think the core elements of that genre don't particularly appeal to me. But there are outliers. Country music, I thought when I was growing up that I would absolutely not like any parts of country music. That's not turned out not to be true. There are some songs in that lane. And I never forget when I went to we went to perform out in Texas. We was at the airport. And in one of the stores, they had a television on playing some Grand Ole Opry stuff. And they had it was Dolly Parton on there, Johnny Cash, and a couple other people. And Johnny Cash did this song, and I cannot remember the name of the song, but he was spitting. That's right, I said it. Johnny Cash was spitting. And I'm going off of just purely like lyricism, even if it wasn't in the same format as hip hop. I'm listening to the words he put together in that song. I mean, if he wrote it, I don't know if he wrote it or not, but I'm listening to the words he put together and the composition of what he, and as a writer, I had to appreciate it. And I was fascinated. Meanwhile, my wife is walking throughout the store trying to get souvenirs and shit for the kids and the family back home, right? But I am fixated on that screen because Johnny Cash was fucking killing it. Killing it. So there are genres of music that I prefer. Absolutely prefer, right? Over others. But I have learned from listening to music so long that in nearly almost every genre, some artist somewhere is going to hit the right keys, you know what I'm saying, in that genre, and I'm going to hear it, and I'm going to like it. I'm going to think that's cool. That's the other reason why I don't like the whole idea of proclaiming something not to be music, because that shit is just way too subjective. You know, it's just way too subjective. Let's see. Joe says, yeah, Napalm. I'm going to Napalm. Napalm says Johnny Cash always dropping gems. Yeah, he was. Joe, I still have 4 of 5 Johnny Cash albums from when I was a kid. Special Space, because it's the propagation of ideas, not the genre. The genre is the transport vessel for the idea. Exactly. And I think there is a certain segment of the population that does pull as much much data from music as they can. There are other people that everybody has different reasons why they like shit, right? So some people literally just care about the beat. But I always say you should be buying more beat albums, right? These producers putting out these beat albums, and you motherfuckers ain't fucking with that, right? You ain't fucking with it. But if that's all you care about, but there are people that legitimately could care less what's being said over the mic, whatever. They just want to be able to do this. That's it.
You.
Right. but for people like me, I pull data from out of like that. It's like Special Space said, the propagation of ideas. I like it on different levels. There's different layers to it. So I actually pity those who only can find one layer to like the shit about. That's it.
Right.
That's it for you. That's it. That makes me sad. That makes me sad that that's the only.
I pity you.
I kind of do. I kind of do. You don't, because you don't feel this on as many levels as I do, and I feel like, from a sensory standpoint, you're missing a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like certain animals have access to higher senses than humans do, right? So they might see the whole spectrum of light. Well, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's how it is with music. Like, yo, I'm seeing all the shit granted, I'm a recording artist, but
right.
I'm looking at the production, the overall engineering.
Right. No, hold up. You've been doing that for decades. I
Right.
just became one. And that was always my feeling. So it ain't
but you've been doing music for a long time too. Like
the music side of it. Yeah. Right. And my point is I'm still on the words side of it.
Oh yeah, well
even though I was
definitely.
even though I was participating in the musical side of it. Evan says a good beat will pull some lyrics from you though. Not me.
Oh, listen, let me tell you something.
Not me. I can appreciate both.
That's me.
If the beat is that good, I'll listen to it again for the beat.
A lot of times the beat tells me what to say. I ain't gonna bullshit. The beat tells me what to, because it invokes emotion or something, right? So that brings forth the idea of what I want to fucking talk about.
That might have been even the reason why you decided to write for that.
Exactly. Shut up, Napalm. No, I'm sorry, not you, Napalm.
Adequate.
You and him are so similar with your trolling. You know what I'm saying? You know, but no, I have literally had no ideas to write about, and then heard a beat and been like, oh,
right. There's sometimes where sometimes where I'll just write just because I want to write.
Yeah.
But there are absolutely sometimes. Well, it's different for me because I make my beats. So.
Yeah. Oh, I was there.
It's a little different because
I was there.
Like that one that you was like, yeah, it's important to try this type of thing.
Yeah,
that absolutely came from the beat.
Yeah,
that came from the beat. Sure.
Yeah,
but there are some times where it's just like, all right, I want to write. What beat am I feeling today?
You know, and see, this is the thing. I go through that most of the time too, because there was an evolution in how I decided to do things from way back in the day, when the way I used to do it, when I had no access to music or none of that. I'm gonna write a rap today,
right?
So I'm gonna sit there and I wrote to no beat, nothing. And then when I got a producer who was making these beats, he was making beats over at his house. I'm writing rhymes over at my house. And then when we got together, I had to see which rhymes fit over what beats. And I got tired of that. I got tired of finding a rhyme that almost is there, but now I got to edit because some lines don't comfortably
quite go with the beat the way that you wanted to do it. Yeah,
exactly. So
Devin says, when I want to write, I go digging through beats. There may be several dozen good beats that don't spark me, but somewhere it just lights me up.
I do that too.
That's why I come back to beats.
Same. Because I might not be in the mood for a certain beat and go, nah, I ain't feeling that. But then I might come back later. The song that I just did, I've been had that track. I've been had that. I listened to it. It's like, And then when I was in the mood and started listening to stuff because I needed to write, I went, bam. That's the sound. That's the sound. But me writing without a beat, at most, you'll get a couple of bars. I might, like, if I'm walking down the street and come up with an idea, oh, that's a hard-ass bar, right? And I'm going to put that in the tuck, put it in the tuck. And it wasn't no beat, you know, but I want to use this concept.
Keep talking.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to use the concept. So because of that, it may not have been to a beat, but I know I'm going to insert this somewhere in some song at some fucking time, right? And it's just a matter of when I do get around to beat surfing, listening to beats and shit, then okay, here is the beat, and this is where I'm using that line right in here. That fits perfectly right in here. And that's just like a puzzle.
I literally have this. Wait, is this the right one? No, it's not the right one. I gotta share the other one.
What are you pulling? You're pulling something.
Hold on. I shared the wrong screen. Well, not the wrong. Well, yeah. Share screen. I guess it's the first one then.
Napalm says, I learned that from Toon. The track talks to you and you got to talk back if it's not rude.
How is that?
I think something over there is messed up.
I don't know why I did it that way. Here we go.
Mike says, singers do the same thing. I'll be humming a melody over and over, but no words. I don't even have words for it. Yo, I do that with hip hop all the time. I'm literally freestyling with no words just doing the flow. The beat. That's immediately when I hear a beat, I do that shit.
That thing that you just said, I literally have a doc called Random Bars.
Yo, me too. Me too. Random bars. Throw these bars in. Throw these bars in. Oh, that's a dope ass bar. Throw that there.
Just throw it in there. And whenever I get a beat that I'm writing to, I might go in there. Like, all right, cool. Nah, I don't see nothing here.
Facts.
All right, let me close this back out.
Facts.
Literally.
Facts.
You said that.
It's just the creative process. I know with me, it has evolved over the years. There was a time when I could write in a room full of people. That stopped. That stopped a long time ago. Now, I spent the block on it because I had to, because of the nature of how my housing situation is, where I'm at now, and we running businesses in here. So it's like some people coming down the steps, something to get something, to take it upstairs or whatever. So now I've had to learn to block out people, block them out, and focus in here. But that is an imperfect solution because I still can be distracted and often am. Right. And they walks down and if I catch a corner of something they doing and they move a certain way, now I'm looking at what the fuck they doing.
It's over.
And it took me out. I can get it back, but for that second, it took me out of the world I want to be in. And for you non-writers, non-rappers, and have people in your family that do that, please respect the process. We are. I can't speak for other artists, just me, my process. When I'm in writing mode, it's like my brain takes a whole different narrow, it's someplace else. It's in the words. I'm literally in the words, finding the shit that fits the concept that matches this, blah, 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 how it hits the beat this way. Or I want to say it this way when I do this. I need a space in between here before I hit this line. Or I'm literally in the process of doing that. And when you come down there and attempt to interact with me while I'm doing that, you pull me out of a world that I'm in. I don't want to leave this world.
I'm gonna come jump on your couch one day when you're writing.
I won't even notice that. I won't that. Look, right put in the position where I'm sitting, my couch is over here, and because my peripheral vision is so bad,
I'm not gonna do it.
I don't even see it.
You misunderstand. I'm not gonna do it quietly. Fuck your couch, nigga.
Oh, I have headphones on with the beat playing. So again, I think it's wasted energy.
You underestimate how loud I can be.
Devin says, I started with old-fashioned poetry modeled off of 19th century British style. I do that very rarely these days, sometimes when I wake in the middle of the night. Once again, adequate with the troll. Y'all boys be rapping?
Nah, big bro. Not once a day in my life.
When they say respect my peace or you'll rest in it. Bars.
Mike.
Oh, hell no.
Yep.
Hell no. Listen, now I can't not see that because Mike is 8 foot forever. There's no way, there's no way I won't be able to see that and shit.
Big beefy boys sliding around, elbow dropping furniture and shit. Listen, you can't ignore that.
Nah. Like I almost didn't see the top of Mike's head because it was kind of in the clouds. So, clouds be obscuring. Yo, Mike is a big dude. Mike is a big dude for real. But no, man, the whole process of music creation, it's interesting to me. Even like reading some of these comments, people's different process, how they got to where they were at. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting because there's so many similarities, but there's also differences. Like with me, when I used to prepare for a performance, the old neighborhood I lived in before this was kind of hilly. It's a lot of hills, inclines, shit like that. I would take my entire set and put it in my headphones and do my set while I'm out there walking briskly up these hills. Because if I can get through my entire set walking up hills, being on the stage going back forward is nothing. That's not going to do anything. And in the process, it'll help me remember the bars and also get my breath control right. So that when I'm up there and yo, that shit worked every fucking time. I would get up there. There was never a time I was out of breath, no matter what type of flow I was choosing, although I did cater my flows over the years to stage performances. Because Napalm will tell you, I used to rap super fast, and I try to perform those live. listen, I tried to perform those live. Like, no. So I eventually had to work and cater.
Well, that works very well if you're a megastar. You can just stop rapping. You can just stop rapping.
Shut up.
Just say it.
Nah, but no, it didn't. I'm glad I did it because what it allowed me to do is then pull out some of those old flows. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
You pull some of them out in the middle of a bar, and it makes it stick out more. People go, oh shit, yeah, how you did blah blah blah. Yeah,
thanks.
Yeah. The theatrics. But yeah, man. Damn, I don't know how our conversations
because we started talking about rap. Listen, because we started talking about rap and people actually engaged.
Yeah.
Because I'm about to call y'all out, y'all listeners of the Black Culture Geeks live. There are quite a few times on this show.
On which show? This show?
On this show.
Oh,
where we start talking about rap. Y'all get quiet. There are quite a few times. So this time they did not get quiet.
No, that's fire. That's fire.
That's what happened.
That's
what happened. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and I like it.
Absolutely.
Continue. Because again, like we have other artists on this actually watching. And it's interesting to get their takes on their process and how they do shit. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
That I like that type of shit.
Yes.
I like that type of shit.
Keep that shit going. So your week?
So my week was nowhere near as super frustrating as yours. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. This has been a week where I have been halfway in this world and halfway out.
Right.
Because it's been a creative week for me.
Yeah, I'm about to say you've been
musically, right? So because I've been doing my fair share of writing and putting stuff together and just conceptualizing certain things, and I also been trying to take advantage of the fact that I'm in that space to get out a bunch of material done or close to done as I can get it, so that past anything that we are about. Fuck it, I'm about to say it. I'm about to say it.
Say it. Like the cow bag.
So Multi-World Entertainment is about to drop an EP. And when I say about, that's not giving y'all a date purposely because there's still some work that needs to be done with it. When we do the actual rollout, that's when you'll really start to see what we plan with this. And I'm just going to give you the title. It's called It's Just an EP because it's just an EP. That's right. That's it. It's an EP. And we're going to toss some stuff out because one of the things we want to do is we want for this conglomerate to do an entire rollout utilizing all of the skills that we have of content creation, right? So not only is there going to be music element to it, there's going to be video element to it. We're going to podcast about it, you know, have a listening party or whatever type thing. We're going to do a lot of these things, and we're going to incorporate everything from the graphic design to all the other stuff that we do into this entire project and shit. And the other reason why we decided to name it It's Just an EP is because I did not want any undue pressure on any of the people participating in this EP.
We don't need any reason for it to take longer.
Yeah, to take longer. Right. Ironically enough, though, as much as I was like, let's go in and we're gonna do our thing, I still wind up conceptualizing something, because that's kind of what I do,
just
right?
how it goes, yeah.
Yeah, but either way, I so far I'm liking the way all of it came out in the space of time that it came out, and it didn't take a shit ton of time, because if I'm doing a project myself, it's gonna take a time because I'm doing all the music on there. Y'all know I have collaborations, but I don't actively go out and be seeking. That's not where my mind goes. Like when I start a project for an album, I don't say to myself, I need at least 6 collabs on this. I don't think like that. I go where the song takes me. I go where the song takes me. Right, Devin, that's exactly it. So kind of proof of concept for this kind of packaging. Right. Thanks. And we needed to be dope. So it's going to be dope.
That's it.
But it's a proof of concept. And how this comes out will determine what the next stuff is that we do, going forward and stuff. So I really wanted it for this collection of creators, Multi-World Entertainment, because I've been part of other collectives before, right? But this one was built purely organically. We met each other on the humble, with the exception of me and Addie. We met each other on the humble, right? And I say what, 4 years now, maybe 4 or 5 years now. What we've managed to pull together over that time, I think is rather amazing. Facts. From a creative standpoint. It's something SPJ had mentioned earlier when he talked about his photography. We got into photography at roughly around the same time.
Yeah,
right?
I wouldn't have jumped in if it wasn't for you.
And the reason I jumped in is because YouTubing, vlogging. Yep. I needed a good camera for that. This camera does more than just video. It takes pictures. We need good pictures for thumbnails and shit like that.
What happened?
All of this kind of came together organically, and us forming this little union of creators, being able to do things and learning how to do things. I have watched every single member, especially of the original 4. I watched every single member elevate in skill on how to do certain shit.
Yeah.
Like we don't get Black culture geeks without all of that shit back then.
No, not at all.
We don't get that without that. We don't get even have an opportunity to be connected to Javante Davis's camp.
That's a fact.
Without that stuff from back then and growing what we could do with that. And we had a ton of fucking experiences with it, both good and bad. All educational. All educational. You know what I'm saying?
You learned a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what this project represents. Like Devin said, I love that. A proof of concept. Yeah.
Facts.
That's what it is.
All facts.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Mike says experience points are needed to fill your skill tree.
Every damn time.
Every damn time.
No matter if you got a farm or you're just naturally progressing through the game.
Right. Or you're playing the same mission over and over again.
Either way, you got to get them from somewhere.
Yeah. So we're gonna put it together. Hope you guys enjoyed the process. What we do. You know what I'm saying? We got some surprises. Got a few surprises. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Mike, I didn't tell you. So I sent you the specs for the computer that I was getting. I canceled that. I canceled that order.
See, that's like cancel culture shit I be talking about.
That's exactly what it is. Nope, you're right. You're right. I canceled that order, Mike, because I was tired of waiting. I got impatient. I ain't gonna hold you. That's not something that usually happens.
You're such a petulant mortal.
Hey, listen. What happened is I was looking for the update for the order, and there was literally no update. I ordered that on May 20th. I ordered it on May 20th. It's been going, it's approaching a month.
That's crazy.
And there's no update to the order. So I'm like, all right, let me see if I can find a pre-built computer that has similar specs that I can get some fucking transparency on. Because this, like, not that I had questions about if I was going to ever get my computer. I was certain I would get it. No, what happened is I don't like the lack of updates. No updates at all.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of crazy.
Because here's the thing. The site was the reason that it wasn't supposed to ship until July 19th.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered it on May 20th.
Right.
The reason that they gave for the extra time was that there's a GPU shortage.
Yes,
Mike, you know,
for the past 2 years or so.
There's a GPU shortage. But here's the thing. So why you ain't built the rest of the computer in this past month? Why you ain't built the rest of the computer and just be waiting for the GPU to come and go ahead throw that in?
Right.
So Mike, remember it was a 3080, and I think it was an AMD chip. This one is an i7 10th generation and a 3090.
Oh, and allow me to interject here with a bit of well-placed hate. So, as some of you may be aware, I too am cursed with knowledge because I recently got a brand spanking new computer, rocking
amazing
3060 Ti. I've been playing. I got games on my computer that I haven't played in years that I'm putting on just to see how they look, how they run. And it is glorious. It is absolutely glorious. And I'm sending screenshots to SBJ and I'm looking at this shit. Oh man, this shit is blah, blah, blah. SBJ then hits me up and says, fuck that, I'm about to squeeze the trigger and get a new computer, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Then he shows me the specs of the computer he's getting. And he talking about some fucking 3080. And I'm like, well, that's some bullshit. I just got a 3060 Ti, and now you coming through with a 3080?
I'm just saying.
Right? So, again, he hits me up the other day about him canceling the order. Now, I thought I had a lot more time to be on the cutting edge and our crew of PC gaming superiority, right? I had time. It's gonna be a minute before I start hating. It's gonna be a minute. No,
because it wouldn't have shipped until July 19th.
Right. I had all the time in the world to regale. Listen, No Man's Sky just dropped the Prisms update, right? It looks amazing. It really, they've really done a great job with it. Having them drop that when I got this new computer, though, really elevates all of it because I'm getting just great performance out of this to the point where I am more excited about that game now than in the last 2 years when they start giving us all these freaking updates and shit. I've been trying to tempt SBJ to go in there with his little 1070 and play the game. He has staunchly refused.
Oh, yes.
Staunchly refused because he wanted to wait to get his new computer. So I figured I had some weeks to go to just, look at this. Damn, look at that. No. No. Yo, Mike, I thought that as well. The 3060 Ti and the 3080 are compatible. But the only reason why I found that out is because I routinely go on YouTube and look at comparative videos. I absolutely, this card versus this card. Let me look at that. Now, I bear in mind the fact that YouTube does a lot of compression to the video.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting, just from my own experience, I'm not getting, but it's enough for me to be like, oh, all right. So when I saw the 3060 Ti and versus the 3080, I was like, this motherfucker's getting a 3090 now. So the level of my hate,
yo, listen,
it's going to be Brobdinakian.
Listen. That was happenstance. It was happenstance. It was.
It can be headstand. I don't care. It happened.
The only reason that I'm getting this 3090 is literally because somehow it's going to get here potentially 3 weeks before the other computer would have even shipped.
Yeah. I'm mad.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, nope, buying it. Hey, Cyber PC, love y'all. Canceling. I'm canceling this now. I don't want this computer anymore.
Like, love you.
I have another one.
I love you.
Love you guys. I don't need that computer anymore. Stop production, even though you haven't started production, according to my order. According to my order summary, you haven't started production.
They didn't even take the money.
They didn't even take the money.
Right.
They didn't even take the money. Right. That's really what it was. Honestly, it's less. It was a little bit of me being impatient. Don't get me wrong. Cool. But it was less about me being impatient and more about the fact that I have this money sitting here earmarked for this specific thing, and y'all won't take my fucking money, and you have not started producing my fucking product.
Right.
What are we doing here? All right, bet you don't want my money, I'll go elsewhere.
And that's exactly
HP was like, we'll take your money, and we'll give you a better card.
Well, Harry Potter has always been about that.
No. Hewlett Packard.
Oh shit! I thought you
Harry
were talking about Harry Potter. My bad.
No.
Mike says, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little jelly. I'm still rocking a 2060. Well, that's the thing about this, Mike, because months ago I was jelly of you.
Right.
I was rocking the 10. I was rocking the 1070.
Right.
Mike had the 2060, and I'm like, ain't this a bitch? Of course, now, you know.
Yo, Mike is so dumb. Mike made a post on Facebook. yo, I wish that my Facebook was connected to my computer so I can show this fucking post.
I'm looking for that shit now. Hold on, I'm looking for that shit now.
That's hilarious.
Looking for that shit right now. Oh, yo, no, hell no. Hold up. We got to share this. Hold up.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Hold up. Fuck this.
You were absolutely right. Mike, you were absolutely right for what you did.
There it is.
Bruh.
Oh man, it's hilarious.
That's exactly what happened.
Hilarious.
Listen, I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad about it when it affects normal people, like working class people.
Right.
But I am all about getting what I'm supposed to get for my money.
Right.
The way that I'm supposed to get it. Like, you tell me that there's going to be a delay in the shipping because you don't have the product. Fine.
Right.
That's absolutely fine. I was aware of that. I was trying to avoid it, but then when I
at least take my money and lock me in.
Lock me in. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Give me assurance that I'm actually going to get what the fuck I'm supposed to get by taking my money. Because clearly, once you take my money, we in.
Facts.
I know we in because you got my money.
Right. And you shouldn't feel but so bad for these working class people because you too are working class people.
That's a fact.
You know what money means to working class people when you have money sitting somewhere and you put aside this to get a specific thing. You know, life happens and you want this thing, but if something would have came up that you had no control over and had to spend that money for that, it would have been gone. So lock me in. So that's no longer an issue. Like you already got it, you know? So, I mean, at the end of the day, if it's their working class problem versus your working class problem,
right? I gotta go with me.
Yeah,
pick me every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Every single goddamn time. Yeah, and Mike, that's the other reason why I was so amped to jump on the. It was like a $60, $65, $70 difference.
Right.
This one is, of course, the more expensive one.
Right.
But the bigger reason, and it doesn't have a secondary hard drive, but that's easy. That's an easy fix. I can take care of it. I have, matter of fact, I'm going to take the extra hard drives from this computer because this is just going to be this computer is just going to be a mining PC. But the other reason,
that's literally what right now I probably have about 6 hard drives I snatch from old computers and use them bitches for storage. Right? Like,
absolutely. That's it. But the other reason I jumped on it so quickly is because doing video with 3090.
Yes, absolutely, bro.
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh, it's gonna. I can start doing video again.
Yeah,
because
I get it. I too am cursed with knowledge.
Because with this new camera, trying to edit video on my current computer is a hassle.
Yeah,
it's a complete hassle.
Yeah.
So going to this 3090.
Now, speaking of which, I have been on Napalm, aka Gorilla Grodd, aka Curious Roger. I have been on him about
Okay.
I've been on him about him stepping his computer shit up.
Yeah.
Because where we're going, we don't need roads.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Right?
I was trying to get the quote out. I just couldn't finish. I was like, we don't need
freeze.
And I'm like, we don't need I never freeze. But
yeah, I've been trying to get him to do that because it's so much work that he can get done with the investment in that workstation. Right. Everything I'm talking, because fairly recently he's been getting more interested in the whole content creation shit. So everything from music production, video production, all of the editing he wants to do. Get your tools, man. Get your tools.
Bro, I just thought about that. It's gonna be so much easier to do music. My computer that I have now is the i5.
Right.
I think 7th generation i5.
God damn.
This new computer is a 10th generation i7.
Same.
So yeah, that's gonna be
Devin says, wait a minute. No, I'm skipping some stuff. Don't get me wrong. Mike says, don't get me wrong, Devin. AMD's cards are solid for just gaming, but if you're trying to do video or streaming, you can't beat the NVEC encoder on the video cards. Facts. Devin says, they tend to have the best single card solutions for sure. I'm a big proponent of skipping a generation or two for my personal use, at least. On the CPU front, I'm a big fan of where Ryzen is at. Yeah, Ryzen is. They definitely stepped up.
That's what the other computer was.
Ryzen has stepped up.
Yeah.
Ryzen has stepped up. Special Space says that's true. If you want to get into editing and shit, invest in yourself and set yourself up for the success with the tools that's needed for anything. Really, bam, mic drop. That's it. That's
you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself.
You got to, because trust me when I tell you, it's hard to convince others, especially others that have a bag waiting that don't know you to believe in you if you don't invest in yourself.
That's it.
You got to. It's like that's the reason why I never had an issue. Like, there's a lot of artists, especially indies, that have an issue with purchasing beats from these producers, and I always say why? Because
I have a problem.
Now you make beats. Throw that out there. Whatever. Throw that out there. Whatever. But the people that have a problem with it, I'm like, and the reasons they have a problem with it, I find it. So if you're gonna take your project and put a price tag on it, you expect these producers not to put a price tag on their shit? Like, let's not do that. Also, I was fairly confident that whatever money I put out for beats, I was gonna make that back with downloads and streams. Right. So I'm investing in myself because I have confidence in what I can do. Now that confidence.
Well, I'm not. I got like 12 fans.
But listen, anything can change. What's up, Ryan?
Well, sure.
Anything can change. And it often does. I am literally standing. I am changed standing.
Really, I get it. I understand. I get the point that you're making.
Yeah,
but that doesn't make what I'm saying not true.
No, it doesn't. But long before then, the reason I started making beats back when I was doing that was because I lost a producer, and I had to get beats from somewhere.
Right.
And at that time, I wasn't as knowledgeable about where to go to get this. I don't even think a lot of that was a thing at that point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck I was gonna do? learn how to do beats or stop rapping.
Yeah.
Or rap no beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, or go do spoken word. Or some shit. Like, what the fuck else was I gonna do? You know what I mean?
On time is never enough. I need you to make sure that you're buff mentally so that we can. I'm sorry, my bad.
Ass,
my bad.
Yo, listen, I had to do what I had to do, and I'd like to think that if I didn't do that, all of the stuff that I most of the time don't crow about, I wouldn't have to crow about because you know what I'm saying. Like, so, nah, B, you got to do it. You got to do it. And trust me, I've gotten mostly enjoyment out of this entire experiment of my life being a creative. Yeah, it's been some frustrating shit, but to me, that's part of the joy of the journey, overcoming that shit and making progress. Now, I got more equipment now, which is ironically less equipment now. More functionality and capability,
yes, right,
than I've ever had. I've ever had. Yeah. Oh, I've already given you your flowers. I've already given you flowers. Like, yo, seriously, the amount of the type of software that I use now makes things not only does it make things easy, but I've learned how to do it. I learned more about how to do it the hard way. So even though I have tools, but I don't have to, I have learned, oh, okay, I could do that like that. Oh, I see what, yeah.
Right.
So this next project is going to be a quantum leap step up. Just like when I released Cosmic and I had a new mic.
Yeah.
Addy he had his new mic. And when we did our collab, it just, the sound quality went up.
It was a jump. It was. People, serious-minded Joe says, people that don't like paying for beats should review these for what they are, a tool. Just like if you're going to write computer programs, you need programming software.
Beats is the software.
It's just software.
I mean, I like that. Like, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, you can't get around that.
Ryan asks, what's your favorite piece of equipment or software?
Ozone.
Yeah. The words right out of my mouth. Ozone.
Ozone
is my
just the whole isotope suite.
The whole isotope suite it's the sweet life of isotope. Like,
wait, remember we were looking for a audio recorder. And I came across that isotope one that was like $299.
Yes.
No, it's like $600 now.
What the fuck?
It's like $600. I think it had just came out at the time.
And they were just trying to get people to jump on.
Yeah, no.
Oh man,
it's like $600 now. So we missed that boat. We missed that boat by a long while.
Look, man. All I know is Ozone I'm gonna say Ozone, and the runner up is Studio One.
Mm.
The runner up is Studio One.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit makes things. It's like it has me trying things that I would not have tried before. Not because I couldn't do them, but because there's literally no way I could have pulled it off with my level of knowledge and the tools that I had. Right. So like it's like it makes it fun to do for me anyway. It makes it fun to do because I'm the amount of which y'all don't really. I haven't really spoken on this often, but Adequate could tell you the most stressful times for me is doing the whole album right before the album's about to come out, or maybe weeks before, because the main reason of the frustration is, can I get this to sound close to what I needed to sound like? What I'm hearing in my head, can I get it? Oh no, Ryan, we definitely PC over here.
PC.
We definitely PC
Stop cursing. Stop cursing at us.
We definitely PC over here. But no, like that. Those are very frustrating times for me, and I was glad to see. I talked to Graydon. This was right around right before the release of Type 3, and I talked to him over on Skype, and man, there's the level of frustration in his fucking voice. I related. I know exactly what he was talking about, and his whole thing was the same thing. I said, can I get this to sound the way I hear it up here?
Right.
And then it's the constant, I'm not sure. And then it's the playing it in different sources, like on different to get it. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So that, once it's released, that first couple of hours, it's like, and you're listening to the shit and you're going, damn, I think I missed something. Damn, I think I missed something. Damn, I think I missed something. You know?
My favorite tool is not Ozone. Ozone's probably number 2 for me.
Okay.
I make beats way more than I write.
Facts.
I could ladies and gentlemen, there have been runs where I would literally sit at this bitch every single day and be working on beats.
Facts.
And Addy and Tim know well aware of that shit. There was a point in time where I was sending them a new beat every single day. But anyway, mine is Neutron.
Neutron is badass. Yo, Neutron is badass.
Neutron allows me to do anything I want with each individual part of
the audio and
Neutron
is badass. Neutron is badass.
That's the only plugin that I can say 100% that every time I open my DAW, I'm using it.
Right.
Every single time.
Right. That tracks. Special Space asks, at what point in making an album do you try and set a hard release date? Well, see, for me, for years it was a little different, right? Because I had already decided that because of my branding, Halloween was the release date. I was going to release so that made it easier for me in that because that was set as a hard date. Months before that, I'm already working on stuff and trying to get stuff together and make things right, because I knew I had that hard date. Now, though, it's a little different because Halloween is not a hard date for me anymore. So now the way I look at it is, if I listen to the entire project, I like it. This is it. I then factor in how I'm going to roll it out. Is there going to be a music video? What sort of promotional stuff?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, to this project there will be several. All right,
every project moving forward.
Moving forward, we'll have a music. Yeah,
we'll have a music video.
Facts. But like now, it depends on how the rollout is. Everything has to be that we want to come out at the same time or roughly the same time and drop it like steps, boom, 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 boom. Everything has to be already kind of done, and then we do the process. Previously, like the last 2 projects I dropped them very unceremoniously. I dropped Toxic Thoughts just like, here, There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I drop no skullduggery here. There you go. No skullduggery here. There you go. Like, but I'm not doing it that way this time.
I just like to let you know that's not what I'm here for.
It's not what I'm here for, right? So I see what you did there. So yeah, that now we're trying to be a lot more organized with it, and actually try to get the that come with the territory. I come with the territory.
Badly, poorly,
that come with the territory.
Sloppily, appallingly,
musty, dusty, soft. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I hear you with that. I feel like I just from and this is not from just the musician standpoint. This is from a content creator's standpoint. I want us to get as much buck out of the bang. You know what I'm saying? Much bang out of the buck that we can with content, because that's how Multiworld is viewing all of this as this is content. These are stages of content that we're giving you. That's what we do. That's why we dropped it that way. So it won't be spontaneous. You will definitely start seeing promotional stuff. You will be aware. Yeah, it will be that sort of thing. Mike says PC all day. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, I already sat in judgment on Apple fans. Like I was here in chat and put on my black sheet as my judge's robe and sat in judgment.
Mike is the best.
Mike Ryan says Mac is what got me into making beats. So respect is given to the easy way of learning. But now agree with PC all day today. Neutron, yeah. Neutron is the shit, man. Neutron is the entire toilet. Like
it's a cheat code, bro.
It is a cheat code. It is. Mostly I use Neutron for a lot of shit too. Yeah. But I know for like Ozone, because I am vocal oriented.
Yeah.
Having Ozone creating my vocal. Don't get me wrong. When I was using Waves, I got comfortable. I did get comfortable. It's no way. It's to me, just the amount of time it's cut from the mixing process, and to me, the amount of time cut also is the equivalent to the amount of frustration cut.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. From doing that, like it's a whole thing. It's a joy to use. It's a joy to know that I will most of the time, 99.9% of the time, be able to get the sound I'm trying to get from this. That's huge when you're doing all of this stuff yourself.
Thanks.
You know, that's huge, and that's not been all of I've not always had that. And big shout out to my fan base for still supporting my work, even though from my standpoint, a lot of the stuff up till I want to say Rise of the Reapers onward, stuff before that to me was not mixed well at all.
Right.
Like at all. And my fans still showed up and showed out. Showed So I, big shout out for them seeing what I was doing, and still enjoying it and purchasing and supporting it. But now though,
now
your patience will be rewarded. Well, I feel like I did that with Rise of the Reapers on up to Toxic Thoughts, but still, even now, even more so because video shit and all the rest of it.
Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. This
fun. Shit's fun right now.
Yes, it's
just fun right now.
Throwing a song in the group chat, and then you throw a song in the group chat, and you throw a song in the group chat. I'm like, Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Move behind the scenes shit. I was fussing Team out all day yesterday because the way Facebook works.
How does Facebook work?
It's dumb as shit.
Yes,
you can't download audio sent in Messenger on your phone.
Right.
You can't do that. So
I can't do it on my PC either. It used to be a time you could do it.
You can't do it on the PC?
Nope.
Did you try the app? There's an app on the PC now. Maybe that'll let you do it. But so in order to listen to the audio, you have to literally scroll to find it.
Yes.
And then hit play.
Yeah.
But on top of that, I was doing other things. Like I was at work. I was doing other shit. And sometimes when I wasn't working, I was doing other shit on my phone. Right. So it's like, if you leave the window, then the music stops playing.
Yeah.
In Messenger.
Yeah.
So the workaround for that is having a chat head open. I could still do what the fuck I was doing and have the chat head open and listen and hear the music.
Right.
Well, the problem is,
what's the problem?
You can only get the chat head to open once you close it if somebody sends you a fucking message. So I'm like, who's the most reliable person that I could hit on Messenger and I know that they'll hit me back relatively quickly?
Miscalculation this week.
I got up. I had a good night. Had a good start to my morning. I go to leave out, go to work. I'm like, I'm going to listen to these songs on my way to work. Hit tune, like, yo.
Cricket. No, excuse me, cicada.
Hours, literal hours. Mind you, no other time in the history of niggerdom does it take this nigga hours to respond. This nigga finally responds. I'm like, yo, I ain't want nothing. I just needed you to respond. So we had a mini conversation, and then it was time for me to leave the office and go out in the field. So I'm driving again, and I'm trying to do the same thing again. So I hit him up like, let's try this again. Again, an hour.
Amen.
An hour passed before this motherfucker.
He picked the wrong week.
Yes,
because I have been in.
I know that you've been submerged in. So, ironically, the thing that I'm trying to fucking listen to. So at least you could have done is helped a brother out. He did. Officially.
I did help the brother out. I sent him what I had, like currently. These weren't the finished versions, but what I had currently, I sent them that straight through email. Right there, you just download it, bam, listen to it back and forth, rewind it, play it backwards, do all the shit that he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
What we gotta do? I just thought about this. We need a drive folder.
Oh yeah.
A drive folder that we just drop them into, and then whenever we make the updates, we just drop them and write it. Yeah,
absolutely. We should have done. But again, this, at least the creative part of this project has been by the seat of the pants, like purposely, not super organized, but it's coming together like that anyway. But I think it's because of the way we chose to do it. Everybody submit a certain number, whatever, and it's just the EP. So
it's just an EP.
Just the EP, you know what I'm saying?
Just an EP.
But again, though, it's fun to do now, and I think that's what's been missing from all of this for me for the last few years. This is a lot. I'm doing a lot of shit because hashtag exit strategy is in effect all the time. So once music, there was a time when music was probably my primary income, music and merch and all that was primary income. It's not that anymore. So, and again, I've been doing this for 40 goddamn years. So I ain't gonna hold you. This shit got a little monotonous. All right. There was nothing new in it for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I had already checked a lot of boxes. So I was like, And I think doing it this way definitely helped spark that. But it really, I would say the beginning of the spark of that was actually having the tools to get shit to sound the way I wanted it to sound. Right. That's without doing this huge ton of work that I was doing before to even get it close, right? And that has a lot to do with it. And also
the fact that stars aligned.
Yeah, exactly.
Generally, the thing, again, like I said, I do way more making beats than I do making songs in general. Specifically after my last release, I made the decision that my next release would be like
a beat
a while down the road. So this was the first time that I had done a song and sent it to the group chat, and Tim had done a song and sent it to the group chat. And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. You got a Lucy, I got a Lucy.
Mm-hmm.
We should just put some Lucy's together.
Call it a day. That's why. That's the reason why it's just an EP.
Just an EP. Right? That's it.
But yeah, because again, this whole thing is fun for me mainly because, like I said, I being in that frame of mind to create comes from being a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the inspiration. Yeah, I got stuff to say, of course. But there was a time when I had nothing to say to nobody. Like I had things on my mind, but and like now, like yeah, I got some stuff to say, stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? That rub me the wrong way. Y'all know how I do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know,
I'm gonna say something.
I'm gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna say something. But like I said, it's been fun to do, and because I've been in this space, what I decided to do was to take advantage of it. So the 2 songs I'm submitting for this project is not the only songs that are there. By the time hopefully when I'm done, like by the time the EP comes out, I am hoping that I already have enough material for another project when I want to. Like, all right, and then I can go about, and that being done allows me to do the other things, the other things surrounding it to have a proper rollout that allows me to pick. Because if the music shit's already done, all I'm really worried about after that is the marketing, album cover art type thing, videos, which by the way, all that's marketing too. Videos is marketing, and album cover, the way the album cover look, that's all marketing shit. But having that to be the only thing that I'm worried about, and not still be like recording on the music that's going on this particular project is new for me, because most of the time, with the exception of 2 projects, most of the time I am recording and writing up until the 3 or 4 days before the actual release. Right. And that disallows me to do other things to make it a proper rollout. And I skated off of that before because my fan base was so rabid that literally all I had to do was put out, if I was putting out a pre-order to help me get the CDs back when CDs was the thing, to help me get the CDs pressed up. All I had to do was put the word out and set the whole thing up. And then literally before the day is out, I had the money for the CDs and more was coming in, right? So, you know, artists have the 2 were Toxic Thoughts and No Skullduggery, because I already had them in the tuck, kind of, right? I had a lot of those songs in the tuck already. So, bam, just put them bitches on there. All the rest of them albums, though, shit. From Entropic Man, Death Lives, Rise of the Reapers, Cosmic, Six Extinction, like all them other ones. Yeah. The first one, Rise of the Infidel. I threw that together in a month. I threw that whole thing because I had that big performance coming up, right? And I need to have the album done. You had a website. I need to have all that done. So in that month, I was already a couple of songs was floating around on the internet that I knew had to be on there, right? Because I was already getting like at that point 50,000 views on some of the stuff. Like, oh no, this got to be on there. This got to be on there. That's got to be on there, right? And then once I came up with a couple more, I did the song with Graydon, had the one collab with Graydon, and one collab with Adequate, America the Beautiful with Adequate. That's it. But everything else, boy, I was asked with that. That's got to stop, and it will stop. It's definitely stopped. This
buck stops here.
Buck stops here. That's got to stop. I'm not doing that because the level of frustration that brings on me and the anxiety that brings on me, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And yes, it gets relieved after it's released, and people start listening to it, and you getting the feedback. Yeah, but because of the way my mind works, I often go back to old projects and go, that's too much compression on that. I didn't DS that properly. It's something that makes me, or the vocals too low. I don't know why I didn't say it before, but the vocals is too low. You know what I mean? Something. It's always something. It's always something. Not this time. Nah. Fuck that. It also helps to have other artists on the project. And then I have to finish the Extropy and Entropy project with Graydon for the comic book. That's we knocking that out this year too. So I feel extra confident in being able to knock a lot of this stuff out. Exactly, Jonathan. Poison was already out and had already been used on the Atheist Experience show and was already getting mad clicks or whatever. So that was slightly easier because I already had like 4 songs that was floating around on the album. That made it a little easier, Yeah, exactly, Ryan, exactly. And that's the thing. When it came to rapping, I had been already doing it since I was 13. I had already performed in front of a bunch of people. I already done a lot of that shit. When it came to engineering, I was a relative novice. I was a relative novice with that shit. Like, it was not easy to do, and I had no help.
That is no longer the case.
Nah, it's not. Devin says there's always a certain authenticity to artists' earlier works that I like. Everything they didn't know yet can really work its own angle. No, there's absolute. Listen, what's that saying? Was it Jay-Z that said that?
What?
Of course, your first album is should be fire because you've been waiting your whole life to make some shit, right? Yeah, you wait your whole life to make that shit. But as you grow as an artist, you there are certain expectations you have for yourself, how you want your shit to sound, how you want to come off, and what messaging you want to put out there. At least it should be, if you take it seriously. If it's just a hobby, then it is what it is. But if it's something that you're taking seriously, there should be some.
Can I have both?
Growth. Yeah, you can have both. It depends on the person. Like, for instance, you may be a hobbyist, but you may also be a perfectionist. Those things exist in the same.
Nice.
They can exist in the same universe.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely correct on that one.
Yeah, that's dope. Picasso is an artist who famously said he spent his lifetime trying to draw like a kid again. Yeah. Well, here's the thing about that. There is a certain amount of passion that you want to recapture. I know for myself, the most passionate time for my writing was late for me. And I write since I was 13, and that stuff was cool. All that stuff I was doing was cool. But a lot of that passionate stuff I was writing has never been released because it's toxic as fuck. All right. So it depends on what your muse was. You know what I'm saying? Like, my muse was not good. My muse was abusive and toxic. You know what I'm saying? So the music came out toxic as a motherfucker. But I wouldn't trade that phase in my creative evolution for anything, because I wouldn't have gotten to where I got without that shit. So I still have a lot of I still have almost all of the music from my toxic era. And it is that shit is super crazy. Super crazy as far as the shit I'm talking about, the anger, the venom in that shit.
Person.
I'm an angry man. But I've learned how to focus that better. Like, then I was just rabid. Like, but you gotta take those things and weaponize them. You know? Yeah. Because if you don't weaponize it, the world will weaponize it against you. You know what I mean?
That's hard facts, my guy.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had to learn to weaponize it. So I'll never forget, it was on a live stream. and somebody had mentioned in the live stream. I was on one of Graydon's live streams, and somebody had mentioned about, they said with my music they could feel the anger dripping off of that shit. Yeah, but that ain't even the worst of. That ain't even the worst of
my final
what I've
form.
recorded. That's not the worst of what I recorded.
Bruh.
That's me
Talk
collecting
about
myself.
toxic.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. Absolutely.
Woo!
That angry.
I heard
hateful. hateful shit.
Woo. I heard some stuff.
Angry man. But like I said, you got to weaponize all of them negative impulses that come from outside stimulus, other people doing shit to you that's causing you to react that way and feel that way, or maybe shit you misunderstood, because that happens too, and you took it a certain way, and now you hyped up off that. You got one thing I didn't learn is you gotta get a handle on that shit. You gotta get a grip on it, or the world will grip you by it, because it will have you doing some fucked up shit out here. And as my brother Marlon told me a long time ago, nigga, they got a cell that can hold you.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically enough, I had to find that out for myself. There's a cell that can hold you. You know,
Absolutely, my guy.
Right. That's true. Special Space. She says, most people don't have a recorded history of their own growth through their life. Facts. And I absolutely do. I wish I still had some of the super, super early shit back when me and Sean Black was doing it. And I'm sure he does. But y'all got to remember, that shit back then, we were doing that shit on track tapes. Tapes. No, not 8-track, your ass. they were cassette, but they're a special type. And the tape in there is thicker, because when you're recording on it with a mixer, one of the type mixers we have, it squeezes the fuck out of it. And you can try to do it with a regular cassette tape, but odds are you're gonna pop that shit. That shit gonna pop, right? So we had to use special mastering tapes. And I am fairly certain he still has that old track board. I'm fairly certain he still has that. So if he has it and it's still functioning, it stands the reason that he might have the those mastering tapes too.
He sold it.
No, he didn't sell that. Pretty sure he sold that. I'm pretty sure.
He still got the mastering tapes, but he sold the track board.
He actually got rid of it. I don't believe that. Not him. That man still got his Akai MPC.
Oh shit.
Not him. But I'm sure he still has it. Matter of fact, I might hit his ass up a little in a couple of days to see if he does. That don't mean I'm gonna release none of that shit, but I do want to listen to it myself. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear it myself.
When talking about your hatred of me, go ahead, do that.
Ryan says, makes me want to jump to record. Go do that shit.
Do it now.
Go do it. Do it.
Speaking of your hatred for me, I just realized something else.
What's that?
This 4K monitor, my God.
I can't see. This shit I'll be talking about, y'all. This shit I'll be talking about.
Because like I'm looking at myself and the movement, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm just remembering 4K monitor.
I told this jackass weeks ago, yo, when I got my computer, right? I was like, I feel like I ain't even getting the best bang out of the buck for it because I don't have a 4K monitor, and this is capable of 4K.
Not getting,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not getting the most out of it.
No, and not at all. Not even close.
I gotta shut up.
4 times
shut up, you. Right? So I told him this. What does he do? He goes out and buys a 4K monitor and shit.
I bought the monitor not because you said I bought the monitor because I had the computer coming.
Whatever the case was, we had a conversation about, true. Yo, I got to get a 4K monitor, yo. Like, I'm not even. I turn around and get a fucking pic in the chat of a 4K.
Huge, true. It's
And then he's still doing it.
It's 20. It's a 28 inch.
See, this is what y'all don't understand, right? What he's doing right now.
I'm really close to it.
I understand what he's doing.
The desk isn't big enough.
I too am cursed with knowledge of the subtle
the desk
trolling. Yeah,
I need a bigger desk, is what I'm saying. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon because I'm tapped out. I've spent a lot of money on investments and resources and within the.
You invested in yourself.
Well, yeah, but that don't make my wallet feel any better.
I would argue that the 4K wasn't really an investment.
No, the 4K was a gift.
Yeah, that was more of a gift.
It's not necessary.
You could have been doing fine with just
absolutely. But this shit is amazing. There's no like when I look at it, I feel like I'm in a different place. Like I don't feel like even though it's exactly where my other monitor was. And the funny thing is, trickle down only works in certain situations. So what I did was my best monitor was over. What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyway, my best monitor was right here. So what I did was I took my worst monitor and I put it over there for the new computer that's coming. Not for the new computer, but for the extra computer. Tim's upset. So I put that monitor over there because I'm not really going to be on that like that. That's just going to be for crypto mining. So I just need to see what I'm doing if something goes wrong and I need to fix it or I need to add to it or whatever the case may be. So the old best monitor, I put it right here because I wanted to keep the same feng shui. And then the new monitor, I put it right here. So
I can't stand this. I can't stand this motherfucker here, man.
What?
I can't stand this.
You gotta explain it to the people. That's all.
That's all.
And it looks beautiful. Like I said, even though it's like the best monitor was already right here, but now it just looks like I'm in a different place. Like looking at
you gonna listen. You gonna pull a muscle flexing over there. You gonna pull a muscle flexing over there. Never say canceled.
Like combining the camera with, because realistically, like having that camera hampered everything else because it was such a big jump from the last camera.
I can't.
No, I'm just saying. Listen,
I can't with this.
Stop me when I start lying. Oh, all right. So having this camera kind of fucked with everything else because it was such a big jump from my old camera. So now I'm really starting to see. Now everybody's not going to be able to see it because clearly everybody doesn't have a 4K monitor. That's why I wasn't fucking bugging off of it before. Where did he go? Why are you? He's gone. Okay. Well, everybody doesn't have a 4K monitor, so I wasn't bugging off of this before. But now the time has arrived where I got this amazing graphics card coming. Even more amazing than I thought when I bought the monitor because it was a 3080 at first, but now it's a 3090. And the 3090 is basically like the best one out right now. So that's going to last for like 2 weeks because that's how technology moves. But it don't matter. That's not the important part. The important part is I have it coming. It's on its way to me. So having that, I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get the 4K monitor because, the 3090 is capable of running 8K. So in the event that I still have, again, no, not even going to say that because by the time 8K becomes readily available and readily pervasive in the pool of humanity, it will be long time past for me to get a new computer. So that's not really what the thing is. It is technically future-proof, but realistically, when you talk about future-proof with technology, that's just a freaking word. So it is what it is. So again, this monitor is right here because of that reason. I definitely would have grabbed it after I made it. Oh, what?
Ass.
What?
Ass.
Again.
That's the type of shit I be dealing with.
Again, was I wrong about anything?
Yo, Jonathan said, I think if you say the word 4K, then Tombstone goes away. Yo, that's literally the way. You know how like all the movie monsters have something that you could like scare them off with.
Yeah.
If you have 4K and I don't, and you say 4K.
Devin said the software side of things will probably lag behind the tech for a while. Exactly. That is why that's one of the reasons why I'm like, all right, let's do it, because that kind of it eliminates the bottom.
Hey yo, Special Space said Tombstone gonna have to have an 8K next
challenge. I dare you. I absolutely dare you.
Don't play with me.
I dare you to buy an 8K. There are listen. We're talking about this shit. There are no 8K gaming monitors in existence yet. There are 8K TVs.
So you know what I'm gonna do, right?
I'm
gonna get two. I'm gonna get two.
I thought about that. I really did think about that, because, like, realistically, I was already dealing with the issue of one of my monitors being better than the other, because this monitor, which was the old best one, is a gaming monitor, but my other monitor is not a gaming monitor.
Right,
it's just a regular monitor. Right. So I was like, all right, like for instance, like literally the difference in quality, not resolution, but just
refresh rate, right?
Refresh rate, the color science, all of that stuff. It was night and day. So like, I'll never forget. We were talking about this one video, and I was like, this shit ain't color graded. And you was like, yes, it is. And I'm like, hold on. I'm like, oh, I have it on the wrong monitor. Monitor.
I remember that.
I moved it over to the right monitor. I was like, oh shit, this is actually colorful as shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just had it on the wrong monitor. So
I remember that.
Now I'm not in a rush, but it kind of makes me feel like I need another 4K monitor. I'm just not about to spend the money for another 4K monitor right now.
All I'm gonna tell you is there will come a day. There will come a day. There will come a day when I will be over this motherfucker doing the Hulk Hogan crab pose too. Right? I'm gonna be flexing too with a 16K. Okay. That's right.
All right.
4K monitors.
You and I will likely both be long dead before 16K monitor become a thing.
Just saying,
people just buy.
Special Space said arms race never said a reckoning. There will be a reckoning. There will be a reckoning.
You know, coming through. One of the most interesting things for me about technology is there's a point in which there is a diminishing return.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So realistically, there is a resolution, and I don't know what it is because I've never looked into it.
Right.
But I know that the people that work on this shit know what it is. There is a revolution that exists that it does not matter.
We can't see it
beyond that because we can't
see it. Yeah, we can't see it. Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. The scaling has to take place because once the screen resolution technology is that far up, hopefully during the time we will be transhumanized. So then our eyes, will have got to upgrade as well with technology, and now we can take advantage of all the
That's funny. It takes me back to the time where. And this is not a flex. It's going to sound like one. It absolutely is going to sound. I'm not even going. Like I'm giving fair warning. I know what it's going to sound like. But there was a time when full HD TVs and shit first started coming out, and I had one. The only reason I had one is because my TV happened to go up, like right when those started being on sale.
Right.
So I was like, fuck it, I might as well buy one of these.
Right.
And one of the comments that I kept getting from people was, yo, why does it look fake? What do you
No, look, yo, I'm gonna tell you, I remember that time. I remember during that time, and I went inside it was a Circuit City or whatever. And I remember looking at the TV screens from that time going, this looked crazy. What the hell?
Yeah.
Just like, 4K looks normal to me now because I have a 4K like anything lower than 4K kind of, I still think it's sharp, but I can tell the difference, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's rendered down from 4K into 1080p,
right?
I can tell the difference, right? But the first time I saw 4K on the screen, we were at I think me and my wife was at it wasn't Best Buys, and they were playing one of the Transformer movies. And I bullshit you not, that shit did not look. It looked, like puppets. Like there was puppets in that motherfucker doing some shit. Like what the fuck?
This is what I did. So what people don't, one of the things people don't understand, because all these things have specialization.
Right.
All these things, and I'm not talking about just technology. Pretty much any if we're talking about, if we're going back to the rap conversation, all these things have specialization.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that people don't understand about these displays is you can get an HD display all you want, but if the source isn't HD, then it's not going to change anything.
Yes.
So what really made it show up was when I got that new TV, I was connecting it to cable, and my cable didn't have full HD streaming. Right. It only had like the 720. So it's all right, cool. But what happened was I put on a Fast and the Furious movie and a Transformers movie. It was both of them. I put on a Fast and the Furious movie and a Transformers movie from my computer. And the file was in HD, full HP 1080, full HD, and it was coming from my computer from a HDMI cord. Right. So that source was HD, and now the display was HD.
So
and people were like, "Yo, why does this look fake? Why is?" And then I had the surround sound with the subwoofer. There was this one particular scene in Fast Five. Okay. All right, he's gone again. There was this one particular scene in the Fast Five where I kept playing. Anybody that's watched Fast Five, it's the scene where they were in the little town and they were transporting the family, and The Rock was there, and they sent like a RPG. They shot the RPG, and when it hit the truck, you heard boom. But on that subwoofer, my guy. That shit sounded ridiculous. So you got the HD TV showing the explosion and the fragments and all that other shit. And then you got the subwoofer blasting out that deep, rich, bassy. That might be the next thing I do.
See, here's the thing, right?
When I get some more money again, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna treat myself again, because most of the shit that I've been spending money on has been investments. This was a treat. This monitor was a treat, absolutely. Everything else that I've been spending money on has been an investment. So next time I get some money that I can just spend.
Here's my consolation in all of this, right? My consolation is that, like everything else, that will become normal to your senses. And you will no longer see the specialness of it.
Sure.
And just when it does that, the very second that it does that, I'm going to hit you on Facebook with a pic of the new monitors, the surround sound, the whole thing. And now that it's old hat to you, you don't get the book. For me, it's like, oh man, this is crazy. Look at it.
I can't stand you. Yo, that's the next thing I'm gonna do though. I still have my surround system, but I don't think it's compatible with my current TV. So I'm probably gonna have to get a new one.
Though, speaking of the whole waiting out of spite and doing shit after you used to it and shit, that's kind of how I feel about. I got friends of mine that have decided all of a sudden this year they taking trips down to Disney and Universal.
That's hilarious.
And I'm watching them going. So I'm salty because I can no longer feel that. Because after the COVID shit, I don't really want to be in those. It's gonna be a while before I want to do some shit like that, right?
Right.
But watching them post their little vacation pictures. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. And then my Facebook memories, which always knows how to kick you right in the nuts.
One of the benefits of opening a new Facebook profile.
that's probably true. That's probably true. But those old pictures then come back of me and the kids and Jetta at the parks and shit. And it's like, I don't get that feeling again because I've done it so many times at this point. And then the whole pandemic and being around crowds of you filthy apes, like has really kind of turned me off from that experience or whatever. But they getting to have it.
Right.
And for them, it's like their first, a lot of them say first time there. So they're like, oh shit. I remember. That was me. I remember. That was me on the old shit. So that's kind of how it's going to be when I get that 32K monitor right after you already.
Devin said a 4K projector would be sick. I agree, but I ain't got space for that. I don't have.
I don't think I do either.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, technically you do, but you don't.
Technically I do, but I don't.
You have the physical space for it, but you would have to move so much stuff around.
Yo. Yes. Yeah. It wouldn't, like right now, the biggest wall that wasn't in use is now in use.
Right.
Because we use that to set up Ayetta's video tutorial place where we put the wallpaper, green wallpaper. We just put the sign up, the IOL sign up and everything. So that was the wall. If anything, that is the optimal wall to put a giant projector screen up right there, and it's used now. It's used now. Yeah, we do it. That shit would be dope though. It would be fire to have one of those.
Absolutely.
It would be absolutely fire. Yo,
Special Space says he's already up to 32K.
No, you think I'm not bullshitting you, man. And actually, that projector, a 64K projector would be the shit.
Okay, all right. Listen. Hey, where's my gavel? I'm holding you in contempt of court. God damn it!
Just saying. Just saying. By then, our eyes would have been advanced.
By then, we will be gone. We will be long gone. By the time 32K is a thing, everyone you know and love will be long gone.
Yo, but I'll be going on and on.
Okay. All right.
Oh, man.
That's probably why they cost as much as they do.
Yep.
Because my homeboy got a projector, a 4K projector. I don't think he can get the full benefit of it because he don't got that much space either. But he got it.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's a fact. Huge flat screens and OLED LED is destroying projection. Yo, it is. It is. It really is. They are thin. They're light. Like
you like
put them up on your wall. Like
my job just made me get 74. Was it 84? 1 of the 2-inch.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is not heavy. Like it's not heavy.
No.
The only reason I couldn't carry it by myself is because it's big.
It's long, and you got
it's just awkward, but it's not heavy.
It's not heavy. They're not heavy at all. Them old CRT TVs. I dare you try to lift up that 32-inch. Go that shit. No, these new TVs, they are thinner, lighter, and wider, and better quality as far as the look. Now, not the build quality, because they're not gonna have that same sturdiness.
No, you can't drop that.
Can't just drop that. But as far as the quality of operation, it's more shit it can do, more features, more options, looks better. It's just amazing. And honestly, I'm at like we got a new one, but we still got the old one that don't work up on the wall. We got to put the new one that does work up on the wall.
Stop being lazy, old man.
It is what it is, man. Special Space says they're changing the game in terms of production too, with The Mandalorian filmed all inside of right. And that's the other thing about technology as far as what the consumers get at home, because then the content creators like filmmakers and shit, they make adjustments for that shit too. And we just get a whole new level of quality out of a lot of that stuff. So, I'm always here for that. I know you apes are gonna fuck it up for me. Like I know y'all gonna do something or not do something that's gonna cause the death of everything. I know this because that's what y'all do. But until then, I'm enjoying my Lokis and WandaVisions and new TVs and software and VR. When I'm getting another VR headset because my computer is set up for it. So you know what I'm saying?
VR ready, baby.
I'm going to be in No Man's Sky with the VR. It's coming. But it is what it is. You got to enjoy it while it's here because nothing's meant to last.
That's a fact.
Nothing's meant to last. You know what's crazy about this episode? We actually did have topics. We actually had topics, but this shit was so much fun to talk about, the music and all that other shit, that and that's the one thing I like about the show too, because of the fact that we do the topic thing and all of that, but we also are capable, depending on how the conversation go, right? We are capable of doing a fun ass show without any topics already pre-planned. That's freestyling for your ass. I know motherfuckers be talking about freestyling a lot. That's freestyling for your ass.
I mean, it's what happened.
It's what
you see it.
You see it. Yo,
you see it.
That nigga Tony. Yo,
Tony Baker is hilarious.
Tony Baker is. Do yourselves a favor if you haven't heard of this guy.
Follow him on Instagram.
Find Tony Baker on Instagram. His voiceovers to some of these videos is hilarious.
The absolute best.
Like I find myself just bugging out when he does some shit that or that cram shit. Cram.
Tony Baker is hilarious.
Tony Baker's a goddamn nut. He is a goddamn nut.
Absolutely.
Without question. Watch that. Or you can also check out.
That's funny. I was just about to say, where the fuck did that adequate guy go?
That motherfucker. He was here the whole time, but he was washing the car.
He was supposed to be throwing soap on the car and letting nature. Anyway,
he wasn't. Did you? That's what you asked him to do.
So he doesn't listen. No,
he's not listening. He's not.
You're right. You're right.
He's not gonna listen to that. Not at all.
Absolutely not.
Not at all. Again, let's see. We are at the almost 1:45 mark. We trying to.
We definitely got enough. We definitely. That's enough.
I want to once again thank everybody that took the time out of their busy Saturday, to join us this morning on the Saturday morning cartoons, the Black Culture Geek Show. What I would hope eventually is that as we keep growing with different IP and maybe adding more people to our roster, eventually when we get there, we will have a full Saturday morning block. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Full Saturday morning block of shit, of different hosts and all of that. These type of things we're going to. Why do we want to grow to that point? Because it's the art of building shit. It's creative. And we build more creative spaces for more people. And that's kind of what I would like for us to do when we get into the position to be able to do it.
Thanks.
We really appreciate y'all for checking us out every Saturday now. It's your contribution actually adds to the show. Like that's why SPJ said previously when we talked about the rap stuff, y'all were engaged. That helps the show. It helps the flow of the conversation. Y'all have us thinking about things that we would not have probably thought about.
This would have been a whole different show. This would have been a whole different episode. This would have included fussing.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of fussing today. We do a lot of fussing today looking at that thing. But but because of that, we had a fun show. I'm sure you guys. I saw a lot of laughs in the comments, and that's always good. And even despite Adequate being on time, he didn't go on the show at all. He just,
he did his thing.
He did his thing. So I got to give him his flowers for that. You know what I'm saying? Also, when you guys get the opportunity, go check out the Metas and Mutants podcast with me and my co-host Super Sci Guy. We talk about comic book movies, aka Cyrus the Virus. You know what I'm saying? We talk about comic books, comic book movies, comic book tropes, everything about comic books or whatever. And of course, go check out Adequate's Addie's Game Room.
Yeah.
He streams live a lot of the times. I don't know what the schedule is exactly now, but you can go and subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Just subscribe and you'll be notified.
Right. We appreciate you being here as always, Biddy. And also the Rise Podcast on the Rise Podcast channel. That's Rise with a Z. Airs every Sunday at 12 noon Eastern time.
Indeed.
Where we basically talk about boxing and things about that sort of contact sport.
Yeah.
So and there will be, of course, more IP added to it. Like I said, we told you that EP will be dropping along with videos and stuff like that. Once we are ready to do the rollout, we will you'll start seeing stuff. You'll start seeing
I need y'all to remember they don't fuck with you. I just need y'all. I personally need y'all to remember that.
Yeah, man. So for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, yes, and that does include Adequate, we are out. Peace.